Welcome to Bariatric Expert, the podcast that delves deep into the world of bariatric surgery and nutrition. I'm your host, Sheri Burke, a registered holistic nutritionist with a specialization in bariatric nutrition. I've been working closely with bariatric clients since 2008, helping them navigate their journey towards a healthier and more fulfilling life. Whether you're considering bariatric surgery, have already undergone the procedure, or are simply interested in learning more about this transformative field, this podcast is for you. So hi, today I'm thrilled to have Breanna Cole with us. She's a small business owner from Sherman, Texas, and Breanna is the proud owner of House of Colour Sherman, and she very recently embarked on her vertical sleeve journey. Bree today is 3 months post-op, so she's going to have the perspective of a bariatric newbie. Breanna, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Sheri. I'm so excited to share with you guys today.
Thank you. We're excited to have you here. And Breanna, you underwent vertical sleeve surgery on April 24th. It means 2023. It means you're 3 months post-op now.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And I want to share from a bariatric newbie perspective how you're doing right now as a new gastric sleeve patient, where you started, your weight, and where you are today.
Okay, so my heavy weight before pre-op diet was 236, and I weighed in this morning at 168.
Wow, you are just cruising along. What is your goal weight, Breanna?
I really haven't thought of that. I would rather be a size 6 pants.
Okay, perfect. That's good. I like that. So you have a pant size number in store. That's perfect. How is it that how are you doing right now as far as your meals are, as far as your eating habits are? Now, so our audience understands, Bree has lost a dramatic amount of weight very quickly, but we're all biochemical individuals. And Breanna's a lot younger than a lot of our listeners. So Breanna, how old is it that you are?
I'm 23.
She's 23. And how are your eating habits today? But maybe before we start talking about your eating habits today, how were your eating habits before you had surgery?
I pretty much ate anything and everything. I definitely had a food addiction, and I ate when I was sad, ate when I was happy, ate when I was everything. Food, I just always thought about my next meal, even when I was eating. And I am a sugaraholic. And I was always, so very high carb, like anything that would give me that sugar fix. That was definitely my life before. So,
and today, what is happening when it comes to your diet? How is that looking?
I'm still trying to figure it out, and remember to make sure I'm doing all of my, eating, but, mostly I'm really focused on hydration. That is the number one. If I forget to eat, I am going to make sure my water's in. And protein, I make sure to have, even if it takes me all day to drink the protein shake, I drink the protein shake and just really snack on, if I have a snack like cottage cheese, things that are very high in protein, and really focusing on that. And then, like eating some veggies with it, but I'm really protein heavy right now.
That's really good. That's really important because you don't want to lose muscle mass while you're losing this dramatic amount of weight. Do you find that you've started, because you have a beautiful head of hair on you, I'm looking at you, you're gorgeous. Have you started experiencing a little bit of hair loss yet?
Yes, a lot. I have, but I have been taking a lot more. I've upped my vitamins to see if that will help and introduce some collagen into my life. So there is been a little hair loss, but like you said, I have a ton, so I have plenty to lose.
Sometimes it feels like you are losing handfuls of hair, but the reality is we lose 100 strands of hair on a regular basis. So if you don't wash your hair for a few days, those 300 strands, it feels like a lot of hair. But keep up with your biotin, vitamin B5. That'll help with hair loss. Your heavy, rich protein diet right now will also help with hair loss. And the good news is at about month 7 to 9 is when you're going to start to see the baby hairs start to grow back again.
Right. Oh,
So you have a little bit of original perspective here, Bree, because you had a relative, a very close relative, have surgery first. Tell us about that.
I did in 2019, I believe, or 18. My mother actually came and saw Dr. Verbunen and had an amazing experience. She actually did go alone. And with my surgery, she got to come with me. So it's really special to have just the transformation was amazing in her, and watching her go through that. Definitely wasn't easy. So I knew what was coming. That was probably the most helpful, is I just knew what was going to happen. And then once she came with me, it was so nice to have someone that's been there, and kind of knew the process and really what to expect in the post-op. So it's been very helpful in that aspect, but just always amazing too, to be inspiring. I mean, mother and daughter, I mean, I want to inspire everyone to just do their own weight loss journey for themselves, because it's amazing.
Yeah, your mom is quite an inspiration. I remember working together with her in 2018 when she had her procedure. She did go alone. She went to Mexico also. And your mom and I are in a exercise group, an online exercise group. It's a very small one, just a few of us. And I see her post her workouts, and I see her encourage others to have surgery. And I call it Carla, that's the name of your mom, Carla's Saving Lives. She just went very recently as well back to Tijuana with a friend of hers, Frankie, who had, sorry?
He's our cousin.
Oh, Frankie's your cousin. Oh, I didn't realize that. Okay, so Frankie had surgery. He's doing really well. I actually spoke with him yesterday. I think he's only a week post-op now.
Yep, he's lost 50 pounds already.
He's already lost 50 pounds. Breanna, as a newbie patient, you likely had some specific concerns and expectations, right? Because your mother has been through this, but your concerns. So can you tell me how was your hospital experience and how it was to have surgery in Mexico?
Yeah, of course. Mexico was amazing. The staff is so incredible. When you walk in, you're like, am I in a hospital or in just a regular doctor's office? That's how at home you feel. And everyone is so welcoming. And, some don't speak English, but that was not a problem. We used Translate, and everyone was super kind, accommodating. You would ask for one thing, 5 people would come. I mean, it was amazing. They would always, like, even for our guests, obviously we were eating, but our guests, they provided like some breakfast items and things like that we were not expecting. So just the accommodation was amazing.
Yeah, the hospital is really great in Mexico. It specializes just in bariatric surgery. And unfortunately, there's no cafeteria because nobody eats. None of our patients eat. Ice chips, right?
Ice chips.
And popsicles. Right? How yummy those ice chips taste after you haven't had anything to drink for, over 24 hours. So let's talk a little bit about your lifestyle. So you're a small business owner, and I'm sure you have a really busy schedule. So how do you manage your new lifestyle changes, like your style of eating while juggling your business? Because fast food is really easy to fall into. And I'd like to know how you manage to keep a healthy diet, keep on goal when you're working.
Sure. I really rely on protein shakes a lot. They're one of the ways that you can really just get all you need really fast. You can pack them with whatever you need, nutrients wise and everything like that. But other than that, I've done some meal prepping, stuff like that. And then when in doubt, Taco Bell has beans.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. We can find options like Chick-fil-A. We don't have Chick-fil-A in Canada, but I know in the U.S., if you go through Chick-fil-A and order the nuggets that aren't fried, the grilled ones, I think that's a really healthy decision if you're on the go.
Yep. And I mean, I really haven't. It's been almost honestly easier because I'm not so focused on food, and I'm more able to get things that I need to do because my mental clarity has been incredible. And Yeah, I'll eat and sip on my protein shake when it happens. But like I said, water is really my best friend.
I also think that if you take a blender, you can add a lot of nutrients because your stomach is very small right now. You have a lot of restriction. And so one of my favorite advice to give to people who are early stage post-ops would be get a blender, throw in some Greek yogurt or some cottage cheese, add a scoop of protein powder or not. If you don't like protein powder, forget in a 3/4 cup of cottage cheese or Greek yogurt, you're going to find about 19 grams of protein if you get a high quality one. And then to that, you add your strawberries or your berries, a handful of nuts and seeds, some coconut milk, regular milk, almond milk, a little bit of stevia, vanilla, and blend. Wow, that's nutrient packed right there. You're talking 30, like 50 grams of protein.
Yep. And I've found with like even just softer foods that are high in protein, like you said, like the beans and the cottage cheese, those do way better than maybe like a meat, especially in the beginning. So I've been really living off of the softer foods because I can get more in.
Exactly. And eating is fun. Also soup. Soup is a great way to pack a lot of nutrients as well. If you start with your chicken and add your vegetables and go from there. So this is really good advice. What kind of advice could you give to others who are considering maybe to have bariatric surgery, or they're in the earlier stages of their journey and sitting back listening to this? What kind of information or advice would you give them?
Do it. I would say do it. You won't regret it. I was a food addict, and I don't know how else to say it. And if I wouldn't have been on this journey, I wouldn't have been set free. And I am set free. I do not think about food. And when I'm at social events, when I'm watching other people's eat, I would always have to have something, right? I do not have that want or just drive to have food anymore, and it's amazing. Food doesn't serve me. I don't serve food anymore. So food serves me, and I just recommend it. It's hard work. I I wouldn't say that this is for the faint in heart. Know that it's a different kind of hard than working out and eating right. But it's a forever change, and just believe in yourself. And my advice, if you are on this journey, just to stay hydrated, get your protein in. And I just found this app. It's called Eat Wise, and it actually reminds you to eat. Because at first you're not hungry, and I will forget to eat. So you can set a timer on whichever time, and that is my best thing, because if you forget to eat, then you'll start to get sick. I've done that before, so you have to make sure to stay eating. But my advice is to just do it for sure.
Thank you. What a good advice. Isn't it funny that we have to remember to eat as
Yeah.
opposed to remember not to eat? I love it. Great. So, Breanna, your journey is an inspiration for many, especially those who are just beginning the bariatric journey. So before we wrap up, could you tell our listeners where they can find more information about you and your House of Colour Sherman?
Yeah, so I'll tell a little bit about House of Color. What we do is we are just in the business of helping people feel more confident and beautiful. And we do personal styling and clothing. Well, color matching. Back in the 80s, they used to do your colors, and we do a modernized version of that called color analysis. But basically, there is a color palette that will make you shine, look beautiful, bright, and healthy, and the other colors maybe don't serve you as much. And we help you find what that is. But you can find more information at houseofcolor.com. And color is spelled the European way, so COLOUR. And then you can go on line to book with me at, I think it's called glossgenius.breacole.com.
Perfect. I have it opposite. I have breacole.glossgenius.com.
That's it. Yeah.
Okay, good. I got it. I love this color analysis idea. I think it's great. Yes, we used to do it back in the 80s. Well, I was a little bit too young in the 80s, but I remember. And when I went on your website and I saw what you do, I thought that's really interesting. Bree, could you do this with people online as well, or is it just one-on-one person?
Just in person, just because, have you ever bought a shirt online and it came in and it was a completely different color?
Yes.
the phone. It's just really better in person. And if anyone says differently, you should probably question them.
Deal. You know what? I just ordered some stuff from Shein for the first time, so we'll see how close it is to the color that it actually is supposed to be. So, Breanna, thanks so much for sharing your inspiring story and insights from a newbie with us today, because your journey is a testament to the power of self-care and determination and following in the footsteps of your very graceful mom.
Thanks so much for having me.
And thank you to our listeners for joining us on this episode of Bariatric Expert. Be sure to download the app, Bariatric Expert, and be sure to stay tuned for more insightful conversations and real-life bariatric stories. Until next time.